In the analysis video, we came up with a plan that we can see here on the right hand side. And from the looks of it, it looks pretty straightforward. We're going to have only the main function, and then there's going to be a few steps in the main function. Let's try to implement it and see if it is as straightforward as it looks. So I'm going to start by creating the script and creating the main function. And now with that out of the way, let's see if we can have three lists that we convert into sets. And I'm going to fill my lists with some random numbers. We don't have any set numbers that we have to use, so I just use some random numbers in the lists. And we can see here that we have three lists with the shirt numbers. So in the first match, the players with shirt numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 played. In the second match it was 3, 5, 7, 8 and 10, and in the last game it was 2, 5, 8, 6 and 3. And we convert those lists into sets and store them in three different variables called match 1, match 2 and match 3. So that is the first step here. Now let's see if we can use intersection to find what players played in both match 1 and match 2. And we can do it as we see here. I changed the name, I don't call it X anymore. I think match 1 and match 2 better represent what we store in there, so that's gonna be my name for it. Match 1 and match 2, what is stored there? Well, we can see here on the right hand side that we take the intersection between match 1 and match 2. So these two sets here, find the shirt numbers that exist in both these two sets here. Store those as match 1 and match 2. Now let's do the second step here, where we find the ones that are playing in match 1 and 2 and also in the third match. And it's pretty much the same as we did, it's just to keep track of that we're using the correct variables here. So we use match 1 and match 2 and then match 3 over here. So that's the intersection between them. And I call this one all matches instead of Y, because now I know that this is the place that have played in all the matches. One thing left to do, and that is to display all the players that played in all the matches. And the last step here, I use the for loop just to make sure that I print all of them and I can print them without any extra added characters. I just want to print the player's name, or not the player's name, but the player's shirt number on one line. So let's try to run it and see how it looks. And we can see here our little script found out that the players with shirt numbers 3 and 5 played in all three matches. So we can see 3 and 5, 3 and 5, and we have 3 and 5. So this is one way that we could solve it using sets and intersection. And sets are pretty useful, so I think the big thing that we should take with us from this task is how to use sets. And we have seen an example of how we can use it. Of course, there are other functions that we can use, but this is a good example so that we can remember it for the future.